guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. I'm still sick, but I've got Benadryl and I've got some errands I need to run and I have to do this. But this is the female that we are having bred. She does have a pressure sore, it looks like, that got raw. She is American bred, so as you can see, she's a very big dog, but totally different in type and structure and things like that. So, and the pressure sore is more of like a Neapolitan Mastiff thing. They're the ones that actually get that kind of stuff. So when they draw from that, they're going to get that. But I wanted to just basically show you guys what it's like. I know that everyone has noticed that Preacher has been very subdued in the house. He hasn't been really trying to come at her, but that's because he knows when to do his job and when he doesn't. So I'm going to have Savannah hand me the camera and she's going to let Preacher go, and we'll show you guys, like, you know, basically how to know if your female is receptive. But we're not going to, like,
showing the actual
activities.
Not gonna
really, like, go into the whole, like, event or anything, but I did have some people ask about that, so I just wanted to be able to offer that.
The signs of, like, the tail and everything.
Right.
Alright, so I'll hand you the camera, and then I'm going to get Preacher. Oh, are you jumping in my room?
It's fine. Okay, yep. Preacher, hold on. Heel. Preacher, heel. Savannah, come on. Heel. See, he's not getting on her yet. Preacher, heel. I'm making him wait. So I told you, he's a gentleman. He does what he's told. Okay, so what you're going to see is her wag her tail to the side. That is what's called flagging, and it means that the female is receptive. She's not as swollen as normal, and then you'll see him mount, and I'll finish.
I'm not actually showing it, but
no more of that, and then I'll continue. So now that we know that she's receptive, he's going to do his job. Now, not all stud dogs are as good as Preacher. Like Preacher, I've actually seen him, like, he will not actually try to breed with a female if she's too early, like if she's not actually in ovulation, and he will not try to breed with them after, once they are already impregnated, which I've also noticed. So he's a really, really, really good stud dog in that regard. Other than that, you do want to make sure that you keep a very good handle on the female, because often when dogs breed, they get stuck together. And the female typically kind of freaks out, and oftentimes she may spin or she may try to pull away, and that can actually damage the male, even permanently so, which she almost just tried to do there. So, so you do want to make sure that you hold them tight, and you make sure that they're not able to hurt the male, because they can literally, like, castrate your male. And then the only other thing that I would say is, you know, it is like a 20-minute process. Not everybody does, like, this is called a live breeding, and not everybody does that. A lot of people will do what's called a side-by-side, which is basically artificial insemination, but just like right there on the spot. And then you can also do, you can have artificial insemination where you have the male's semen shipped in to your female overnighted. So anyway, so this, you know, usually back in the day they used to say 2 ties was enough, but I typically will do once a day, and so anyway, so you want to make sure I'm holding on to her. She's you know, being a little jerky, and so I just want to make sure that I hold on to her head, I get my collar placement right, and I just hold on to her head and make sure she can't go anywhere, and that she's not going to hurt him. And I even try, if she tries to, like, use her body to kind of, like, pull down, I'll even support it with my leg a little bit, just to make sure she's really not putting too much pressure on him. other than that, like I said, I'll let them go for, you know, as long as they need to, once a day. That's, you know, typically enough. And, you know, and then that's it. And then usually in about a month, you'll know. Most of the time I know pretty quickly, but a lot of people, you know, to be able to test it, you're going to need about a month. So anyway, I just wanted to, like I said, cover that. Oftentimes if you're looking for a stud, Samantha, pay attention. If you're looking for a stud, people are going to want your pedigree. They're going to want to know if your dog's been health tested. They're going to want to see pictures. They're not just going to want to see a picture of the dog's head. They're going to want to see a picture of the dog stacked, which basically is a side picture where you can actually see the dog's structure. Other than that, you know, you do want to make sure that you try to get your health testing done. Most people are not going to take you seriously if you haven't at least had that done, and your dog needs to be registered, obviously. It really helps if you title your dog. It's not always necessary, but it does help. And then other than that, if you are wanting to have your dog bred, you do need to make sure that you're willing to either do artificial insemination or that you're willing to travel to the male. It is not common to have the female or the stud travel to the female. You need to come to the stud. Either that or, like I said, do AI. And if you are prepared to come to the stud, be prepared to leave the dog with that person for, you know, however long it's going to take. And so it's best if you're going to be traveling far for a stud use, which I've known people that have traveled from Texas to like North Carolina. You want to make sure that you have done your hormone testing to make sure that your female is actually ovulating whenever you take her to the stud. That way you're not wasting your time. So, you know, typically a stud fee varies, pardon, based upon the quality of the stud. So usually a stud that's been health tested and has a good pedigree is going to cost more than one that doesn't. I've seen stud fees as low as $1,000. I've seen stud fees as high as, you know, $3,500. I think I've seen even higher than that. Not in any dog that I was interested in, but like some very, you know, some very unique dogs, maybe even like frozen semen from champion dogs in the past, things like that. But anyway, but typically the average person is going to be between the 1,800 and at the very, you know, for most, you can get a nice stud for 3,500. You know, even less than that, but 3,500 is usually, you know, you'll be getting into the champion, grand champion range. So even I recently emailed a guy about using his stud for Midnight and Blondie because I won't have one that will be old enough by the time that they're ready to breed. And I do think that particular stud would bring some things to the table that they could use. But it's totally up to him as to whether or not he'll let us use his stud, and if not, we'll have to go somewhere else. So, and be prepared for that. You know, be prepared for people to tell you no, because I've told people no for Preacher before. So it's just something that you're going to need to be prepared with, and if they do, then you just move on and try to find another suitor. And you know, most of the time, people really try to have their own stud. So I just wanted to, you know, like I said, just kind of elaborate on that. I know I had some people asking some questions, so hope you guys are having a good day, good Friday, TGIF, and anyway, we'll talk at you later. Bye. Bye.